Alright guys, it's about 7:45 a.m. Saturday morning. We're gonna go and pump, it's about 6 or 7 loads up on the 22nd story of a high-rise in downtown Vancouver here. Just gonna do some vertical, but I have a very, very special surprise for today. So stay tuned. Coming up real soon is the said special surprise. Check back in a bit. Alright, so here we are, rolling up at Starbucks. Let's see what we can find around here. See if I can find what I'm looking for. Huh. I don't see him yet. Hang tight.
Hello.
Hey, you're not fashionably early. It's 7:58. I just pulled up here. I'm in the Starbucks parking lot. Where were you?
I was ready to drive down the road.
Oh, you were? Well then. Okay, I'm just in the parking lot here. If you want to come over, I'll buy you coffee. We'll start the day right.
Yeah, on my way.
Sweet.
Actually have any change today.
Well, you're my surprise on my YouTube video. Look at this shirt. He even dressed in company colors. I got a little concrete job today. I'm paying cash. Are you good for it or what? $50.
$50, eh?
Little cash job.
Oh, 50.
Couple wheelbarrows, couple shovels, rakes.
Let's go.
Some liquor, you know.
Let's go.
Okay, we'll get coffee. Okay, we're going to take care of some business here. Check back in a bit. So it's level 22. It doesn't look that high, does it? But it says it's level 22.
Could be.
I don't know. I have my suspicions. Yes, thank you. Thank you, parkade assistant guy. Monthly parking entrance only, public parking, pay parking, enter here. Is that sign not a little bit confusing? They're literally right beside each other. But if you take the right lane, you can only park for the month. I don't understand.
Monthly pay parking.
Okay, so what? But the other sign pointed this way too, did it not?
Did you drive up here before?
It no.
Automatically.
Does it? Okay.
Slowly.
Okay. Well, I hope we can get out. The biggest challenge of working downtown is finding parking.
Yep.
If you're not traveling in a pumper truck unit. Okay, fingers crossed.
Where's the pump set up here?
Pump set's up right there.
Right here?
Right there, yeah. So you're gonna teach me how to run the placing boom today? I've actually...
Are you teachable?
I think I'm so old that I might not be coachable. I'm uncoachable. I hate to admit it, I have actually never in my life run this placing boom setup ever. I don't even know how to turn the remote on. It's embarrassing. I don't. I'm dead serious.
We'll definitely get you squared away on that part.
Yes, that's why we hired Dan today, so that he can teach me how to operate our equipment. This is a true story. It's a true story. So anyhow, we'll check back in when Dan is showing me how to power up the remote control. It's a good start. Okay, we're here getting ready, and he's actually watching one of my videos. Really gonna get this. He's learning how to pump concrete. In real time.
Watching the video so I know what I'm doing.
Exactly. No, that's the thing. Don't plug it up, man. Do not plug it up. Here we go. Yo, You sleep in the pump last night or what? What time do you guys get out of here?
Yeah, that's right. It's half an hour away.
What time do you guys get out of here at? 9?
8 or something.
Oh, that's not bad. Well, relatively. Well, Mike messaged me at like 7.
We had 300 meters in at 11 o'clock yesterday.
God.
Then jump.
Oh,
Really pumped 500.
and you guys did only 520 yesterday?
Well, 520, yeah, we had 300 in at 11 o'clock and then just flat.
Oh, man. So yeah, they did 520 cubic meters here yesterday. Eventually, when this tower gets to the top level, it's 800 cubic meter slab, so that's what, like 1,100 yards, something like that. That'll be a future video. So yeah, the pump that we're going to use here today is the 39Z detachable, and the boom has been detached and is up on the roof of the high-rise right now, or on the slab level, I should say. It's got the 13 HBD pump kit in it, which uses a similar hopper to a BSA series trailer pump, so it's a super heavy, high-pressure hopper. Got great big drive cylinders on it. The drive cylinders are almost the same as the material cylinders, as you can see. Big heavy shift cylinders on it. So this thing should be good to go up 50 some odd floors. What's going on, man? Yeah. Oh no, I had to bring Dan in because I've never run the boom before, and he's going to show me how to do it. I never.
You own it, but you gotta use it.
No, I've been trying to strategically, but not so strategically, stay away from it. so here I am. Oh yeah, that's going to be the running joke all day here. So it's okay. We're all rookies in some regard, no matter how long we've been doing this. And today, I am a complete rookie. I know the system, I just don't know the equipment. So anyhow, James is going to roll up, hook up to the diversion valve. I'm not going to focus too much on what goes on at the bottom here today. That'll be a whole different video. So today, we're just going to focus on what we're going to do up top. So I'll check back in once Dan and I are up top at the business end of things. So. Here we are. Oh my God. How's the view? Oh, there it is. There's the business end right there. Look at the view, man, oh man. Okay, step one, how do you turn the remote on?
Step one on this
Ergo
remote.
2.0, here we go, step one tutorial.
Make sure it's in 0,
Yeah.
neutral position.
Yeah, just check those vibrators.
Pull out the
E-stop
E-stop. Push this once quick, hold it down second time until the screen lights up.
So once quick, then the second time you hold it till the screen lights up.
And it beeps to show that we are ready. And once you get this thing, you'll get this little triangle with the exclamation mark in.
Yeah,
You push this button again
yeah.
to activate it. Now we're ready to go.
And which button powers up the first window?
And to turn the engine motor on, right here.
On the side?
Yeah, no button on the side.
Okay, engine start, engine stop.
And I just heard
And
the
you
engine
hear it
start.
fire up, and that's it.
And then just test it. Oh, okay, then you got to put it in boom mode.
Okay. And it works.
And it works.
Okay, so let me try once from the start just so I remember. Rookie training day one. E-stop. Release. Push the button once quick. Then hold it the second time. So the screen comes up. Wait for that little cautionary thing to come up right there. Hit it once again. Let it boot up. And are we already running on the electrical on the motor?
No.
Nope. So we just push this one once.
Yeah. Now it's going.
Now it's going. And then to use the boom, you just go to boom.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's it. And then when you climb these, when you climb it, if you ever have to climb these placing booms,
yeah,
you put it in climbing mode.
Yeah.
And up and down, how you control the climbing piston.
Or for the hydraulics.
Hydraulics for the climbing piston.
Easy. That'll be another video for another day. This is like day one all over again for me. I feel kind of like insignificant in the world. So, Putzmeister has an Ergo 3.0, newer version of this, where the actual pictures and whatnot, they actually make sense. They went away from the children's playbook drawings. But 2.0 is what we have for this setup, so we'll just live with it. But it'd be really, really sweet and cool and awesome to update the system to an Ergo 3, not only on the placing boom, but on the pump down below. And I do believe it can be retrofitted. Ergo 2.0 is really kind of an in-between, and when they went to 3.0, they went back to things like toggle switches for pump on-off, a toggle switch for the rabbit turtle boom selector, things like that. They took a lot of operator and end-user feedback and put it into the Ergo 3.0. And it is, from what I've seen and know of it, is leaps and bounds ahead of this sort of interim iteration of the Ergo system. So we'll bring this boom down. We'll put on a 4-inch whip hose, and yeah, we'll check back in a bit. Not too much exciting happening between now and then. One point of note. You'll see here how Dan has kicked that second stage out a couple of feet as such that when he brings that third section down, the triangulated link there between C and D does not get pushed into that boom cylinder and scratch it. You can see a couple little baby scratches on either side where that boom cylinder goes into the A section.
Oh yeah.
That is, oh, there's a demo. There we go. Yeah, see if he were to bring that all the way back in, now we're scratching, so we want to avoid that. So that B section, we always kick that out a couple of feet. So that's the tip of the day, and that's pretty much the same with most all Putzmeister 4-section Z configuration booms. So yeah, B section always kicked out a foot or two before you start playing around with C and D. So all right, so we are all ready to go. Concrete has arrived, just waiting on confirmation, and they're ready to start pouring. I'm going to prime out the grout into the bucket here. Often we'll put a piece of plastic or a piece of poly in the bottom of the bucket as such that it seals up and the grout doesn't puke out through the gate there at the bottom, through the trapdoor. I'm not sure what they do here. We'll talk to these guys and find out. They might have a quote-unquote dialed-in bucket that does not require the plastic in the bottom, but most of the time we end up putting plastic in the bottom. Then the grout pins it to the bottom of the door there, and it's not dripping everywhere as they swing the bucket over to dispose of it. So we'll pump out the first cubic meter of material into the bucket here till we get all the grout through and we're into some good concrete. And then we're going to do the columns here. The core is going to be poured 2 days from now, so Monday. So 1 working day from now. So today is just the columns. Good to go?
Starting to prime.
You're sweating. You're glistening.
Just sparkle.
And they definitely don't want the plastic?
They didn't say anything. They said go ahead and prime into the bucket.
I hope it seals. Oh, there we go. You hillbilly. Sticks, nails, expanding foam. Get a couple cigarette butts in there too. I think that's what'll really, oh yeah, we actually got a, that's a good smoke there. I almost want to climb in there and pull that out. I don't smoke, but it's a heck of a time to start. This is a YouTube first. We're sealing the bucket with debris. So here it comes. I'll cut to the good part when the grout comes through. Hopefully it comes through. Actually, while we're waiting, Trump Tower, 2nd tallest building in Vancouver. Dan pumped that, right?
Yep.
Dan was the concrete pumping foreman on that tower.
The only reason it's the tallest is because it goes down farther than the other tall one.
Oh, is it? So it actually is considered the tallest structure because it's got a deeper parkade.
Yeah.
You're going to be telling that for the rest of your life. You know, I pumped technically the tallest tower in Vancouver, even though it's not really the tallest tower. You have to explain that forever. Oh, it's almost a burden. So yes, the tallest structure in Vancouver. And then just to the left of it, you can't see, right behind this one is actually the tallest tower in Vancouver is right behind this one. By like 5 floors or what? How much taller is Shangri-La?
Oh, Shangri-La is like 20 feet taller, I think.
Is it really? So it's close.
In the skyline, like height-wise.
But Trump is like 74 stories, but there's no 4s because that's the unlucky Asian number. Unlucky Chinese number is 4. And no 13s. And they're only, what, like, they were half a foot shorter, right? The floor spacing, like 9 feet or something,
yeah,
instead of 9.5. Yeah, so lower ceiling heights. So they kind of fudged it just to get the numbers. But yeah, we'll just call it the tallest 74-story tower with a really deep parkade in Vancouver. So yeah, we'll go with that.
Part of the reason it looks so much taller on the skyline is because it's down the hill from the one that's taller too.
Okay.
The ground elevation also makes a difference.
So the actual skyline height is more than 20 feet.
I think so.
Yeah, okay. So you didn't pump anywhere near the tallest building in Vancouver then, is what I'm coming up with here. Well, that's kind of what I'm hearing here. Not even close. It's okay, you keep working at it, another 20 years, you'll get there. You'll figure it out.
If I'm doing this in another 20 years, there's a problem.
Yeah, no, I feel like we will be though. It's still complaining about it. Complaining about the good old days in reference to now, even though we complain about the good old days now in reference to 20 years ago. So, can you feel the air at the end of the hose? Oh, see, that's what he's doing. He's got the hand over the hose to feel the air coming through.
And it's coming through.
Just my luck, I'll put my hand there and the grout will hit it.
Oh, it's a long ways away yet. Hasn't made any of the firecracker sounds yet. Good.
We're waiting for the firecracker sounds, the slappy in the pipes. What do you think this takes? 2 meters to get through? 2.5? No, probably 2.
No.
22 stories up?
We're a meter and a half.
Meter and a half?
We'll have the grout in and half a meter, 3/4 meter of the
with a 9-inch by 83-inch pumping cylinder, how many strokes? Come on, Rain Man.
I don't care.
You don't? I'm going to say at 17 strokes per meter, so 17 plus 8.5, right, is going to be, do the math real quick, 25.5 strokes to prime through, 25.5.
Firecracker, so it's probably in the last 150 feet here.
Oh, there's the firecracker sounds. Here it is. Come on, do it again. Do it again. Promise it will? Oh, there it is. Firecracker sounds.
These are stroking slow, so they're not coming in rapid fire.
I bet 10 more firecrackers and the grout comes through.
No, not that many.
Precisely 10 firecrackers. No, not that many?
No. Should be about 5 or 6 more.
Closest without going over, I say 1. No. Okay, that's 2. Oh no, that's 1, right?
That's
so you
1.
said 5 or 6 more? Okay, so let's go with 6. So you got 5 more firecrackers and it's here.
But I'm used to being married.
Yeah, no, that's true. Oh god, that's such a dad joke. Oh, bad humor on the channel. Oh, edit. That's what she said? Is that where we're going with this?
No, I would never attribute her with that.
No, it's just in the same realm of humor, that's all, right?
Yeah.
Brownie points right there. Show her this video. I love it. So that's 4 firecrackers?
Yeah.
We can agree that's 4?
It's getting louder, that means it's getting closer.
Okay. And now I'd said 10, and you said 6, so we're at 4 right now. It's 5. And I don't hear any slapping in the pipes yet. I think I'm going to be right. 6? There were 6, so we've established that you're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Unless it was closest without going over. So there's still hope. 7. I think I'm actually going to be wrong too. It's not smacking in the pipes yet. Here comes number 8.
Yeah, it'll be 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Road's getting close.
Comes number 9. Prime through faster than this? Probably a little bit, right?
I do everything faster than you guys.
That opens up to a whole nother realm of jokes, which I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there. Oh, man. That segues into the that's what she said. Yeah. Oh, man. Terrible humor. Terrible, terrible. Okay, so that's 12. So we established we're both wrong. Once it starts slapping and the pipes coming up the tower, we're about 4 strokes. Wow, maybe 6 strokes. You should hear this stuff slapping in the pipes as it comes up. I'll get back to where the action is. I don't want to miss this. There it is, right there. Oh, it worked. The debris worked. The bucket is sealed tight. Now, is that a piece of sponge? That didn't come out of the hose, did it? That piece of sponge? It did come out of the hose. Wow. Well, that's... What's that? You didn't throw that in?
It's a piece of wood.
Oh, it's a piece of wood. Yeah, okay. I thought maybe we just primed a chunk of sponge all the way through. Yeah, okay, okay. So no, we didn't screw it up. That wasn't us. Yeah, we'll keep going here till we get concrete. I'll try and stand somewhere where I can't get splattered, which seems to be nowhere within the vicinity of the bucket here. Yeah, we'll keep going until good concrete comes through, fold the hose over, swing over, and start filling some structure with concrete. So, oh, starting to get some rock now. We're seeing the transition to the regular concrete. So what they do down below, they don't just take grout, then completely stop and switch the concrete. They'll blend the two and do a bit of a transition as such to mitigate any chances of a segregation plugging in the pipe. So it is a very small chance of that happening, but it's easy enough to do the transition, and it is a good insurance policy, shall we say. So anyhow, we'll swing over and start pouring some concrete. So Dan's fancy place in Boom actually has the air cuff set up on it. So what do? You just have a little portable compressor mounted on the mast?
Yeah, just a little $150.
And then what do you just have like the conform remote solenoid for opening and closing it?
No, it's all on here.
Oh yeah, on these it's all tied in. Yeah, you're right. You just need the air source.
All I need is the air source.
And what is it? The compressor just powered off like 120 volt, or do you have a power source on the
No, it's just
on the pedestal?
Extension cord running down.
Extension cord up there.
You can buy them with a compressor on them, but it's instead of a $150 compressor, it's like a $2,000 compressor.
And then what is it, like a little 5-gallon compressor?
But with the one, if they put it on, I have no idea.
Yeah. No, the one that you have.
Yeah, 3-gallon.
3-gallon? Yes, it's like a $150 compressor, Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
Or if you're in the US, not Canadian Tire, American equivalent of Canadian Tire, Lowe's or G.I. Joe's or whatever it is. So, but yes, no, we do not have the air cuff on our setup. But it sure would be nice for pouring stuff like this. All right, so we are pouring concrete.
That one over there is the only one we're filling halfway.
Okay. And that circular one, because they have to do it in lifts, they can't fill it all at once?
Yeah, that's not strong enough to hold the weight of the whole thing.
So when they get about 1 foot from the top of this column, we're gonna get them to let us know. and then we know when to stop the pump and just let it gravity drain, and ideally drip it in there to the perfect desired height. Often easier said than done. Man, it's only like 11 a.m. and it is hot up here. It is hot. What do you think in each column? 1.5 meters?
Looks like it.
So 26.5 strokes.
Okay.
Based on our conversation we had when we primed through. I don't feel like it will be 26.5. I feel like it'll be like 18. I gotta say, doing this kind of work when it's like the middle of November here and it's hovering close to freezing and it's raining sideways, it can be absolute misery just because of the weather conditions, but not so bad today, especially when you got this kind of a view. So should be approaching that 1 foot mark pretty soon. Don't quite recall where the dead point is on this boom. It only does a 360 rotation, so at some point we'll have to stop and spin all the way back around. That is one advantage of the swing booms. They do a full, it's either 540 degrees or maybe even 780, 720, whatever it is, 720. So you theoretically, as long as you're on the ball, will never get to a point when you're pouring a slab or vertical that you have to stop and come back around. So this has limit switches that'll stop us, so we're not going to tear the hydraulic lines apart. So we just go until we hit those switches. Not like a boom pump where you just climb up and start peeking around at which way the lines are wrapped. This one is a little bit more to it, just because of access, obviously, and the fact that you need a harness and fall protection and all that stuff to go up there. So. I missed the 1 foot call. Got too sidetracked. But yeah, I can see right now where the air cuff here would be really handy. The way he's got it running in a Z helps because you don't have as much concrete draining out of the boom from the time we stop until the time it stops dripping. So and that hose does have a nice little sweet spot in it for folding it over, so it's not too terrible. But yeah, the air cuff would still be the way to go. So with this Putzmeister RS 850 self-climbing gear, one of the big benefits, the W shape, V shape, M shape, whatever you want to call it, of this mast allows the pipe to be set into the structure, and you only need the one cutout in the slab. You don't need a separate notch for the pipe, a separate hole for the pipe, nothing. It's all contained within this one rectangular square type area. So, and then for the self-climbing hydraulics, which are built right into the pump here, and I won't BS too much and pretend I know everything about this because I haven't actually climbed this thing before. Maybe another future video. They've got this winch here, which I believe is for lowering or lifting the climbing cylinders up, I believe, so you don't have to do it by hand down below. I believe that's how it works. Like I said, that would be an entirely separate video. But from what I hear from the guys that deal with this stuff every day, specialize in placing boom, this system is way easier to climb, move, set up, everything else. The tower sections don't actually bolt together. They use these pins with the locking tabs. Whereas some of the old school stuff, you've got multiple bolts and nuts that are torqued to something crazy like 800 plus foot-pounds, and you need either a hydraulic torque wrench or a massive breaker bar. Maybe when we get a little break in the action here, I'll get Dan to come over and explain a little bit better. He's done a lot of this stuff, so. But yeah, this is a really, really good system. Take a little peek over the edge here and see the pump way down below. Way down there. So, yeah, so this is level 22, and this tops out at 34 stories. And each of these slabs are 525, 550-ish cubic meters per slab. As the building goes up, they get bigger and thicker. So when we get up to level 34, like I was saying at the start of the video here, I believe it's 800 cubic meters, and they're wanting to do it all in one pour, which is going to be a big, big day. So it'll be interesting. We're going to put that Putzmeister 39 HPD to the test. We're trying to get rid of, realistically, I don't know, 60, 70 meters an hour. So she will be working hard at those heights and those volumes. So you can see here how thick these slabs are. It's a good 18 inches thick, and they got the post tension cables running through them. That allows them to have less columns, less support columns, and have a more open floor plan. So once the slab is poured, we'll torque on those cables to a predetermined tension. It supplies structural rigidity, structural support. I don't know, I'm not an engineer for the slab. You can see all these cables running along here right now. So yeah, what they do is they put a hydraulic puller on these, and they tighten them to a certain tension, and then they're locked in and they chop them down. The key with these things is, because the cables run inside of these sheaths and they need to be able to slide through, you can see how they're greased up. They don't like running any kind of hose across these decks for fear of damaging the cables or damaging the sheath. And then when they go to tighten the cables, if they can't tighten them properly, huge problem. So all of these post-tension type slabs are poured with a placing boom. A, because we can't drag hose across it. B, for fear of cold joints if they were using a crane. And C, because they've got 700 plus yards going into each of these. So you can see the columns are not straight. They're tilted outwards a little bit. The building actually, the floor plate gets bigger as the building gets taller. Kind of like the Leaning Tower of Pisa effect. It's kind of odd to look at, but that is engineered. So this is the tough one. Right up against the crane here. So it's the key, always keep it a little bit away from the crane for if they're picking on that side and the mass shifts over, right?
They don't tip when they can pull the boom sideways if they're kicking a hose or something.
Right. Yeah, so it could easily pull over a foot or two. So always leave a little bit of space on that side. They're already boomed over onto this side, but especially if they were boomed to this side and they swing that luff around to the other side, that mass can travel over quite a bit. That's why when I'm pouring placing boom, regular boom pump, whatever, I never get right tight on those things. It's a really good way to put dents in twin wall pipe and wreck it, or possibly far worse. So when we go to blow out here, we've got our compressor up top, And then we've got our water supply up top, this little caddy that they made in our shop with a pneumatic pump on it. And we got our fancy dancy blowout cap equipped with air pressure gauge. So we'll swing over here when it comes time to clean up and utilize the apparatus. The water, we're on level 22. The water in this tower only runs to like level 15, so that's why we have this this setup up top. So we've always got lots of water up top for when we got to blow down and clean the pipes out. So somewhat self-sufficient we are, which is nice. All right, now that one is done, we are going to spin all the way back around and hit the columns on the other side. It is in situations handy having the Z-boom for working underneath the crane, but overall for a high-rise application, it's one of the very few applications where I will say a roll and fold is still superior, especially when your mast is up a couple levels above the slab and you're trying to curl that tip hose back in. Not having the articulation between the CD joint with the Z-boom can be a bit of a hindrance, a bit of a pain in the butt. So sometimes slightly advantageous, most of the time a bit of a hindrance versus a roll and fold. But discuss that in the comments below. I'm sure we'll get a lot of different opinion on that. Like I said, I'm a huge proponent of Z-booms, just not necessarily for a high-rise application. Look at that, she's basically flat out to get that far corner. I know when they pour the slab, they do a little bit of a pushy on the hose. You'd almost call it perfect. Dan's just up on the core there. They have a shear wall in the center of the core that they pour previous to the actual core pour itself. So he's pouring that out, and the boys here are just getting his last couple of columns set. Swing back out, pour those out, and then done this case. So maybe I'll do a little tour guide video here. I'll switch over my iPhone so I have zooming capabilities. But for now, I'll get out of the way as I fly this table into place. That would probably be a good idea. Anyhow, I'll check back in with the travel guide tips here. All right, so what we've got on the right-hand side is the Trump Tower. Left-hand side is the Shangri-La building. Those are the ones that Dan and I were talking about earlier on in the video here. Yes, the Shangri-La is actually taller, even though from this angle it's very deceiving. It looks like the Trump building is taller, but that there is the tallest building in the city of Vancouver. In the suburbs, the outlying areas of Vancouver, the city of Burnaby, so about 20 minutes from here, they're actually working on, I think, an 80-story tower right now. So these will no longer be the tallest towers in the lower mainland, but they will remain the tallest in the downtown core. You slew over to the north here, you got the North Shore Mountains over on that side. Burrard Inlet right here. That's where the float planes take off and land. Fun fact, that tower there, I believe that is Harbor Green 2 or Harbor Green 3. There's 3 towers. There's Harbor Green 1, 2, and 3. That building there, the penthouse in that building, I believe is worth about $35 million. Something like that. And who owns that? I think it's the fellow that owns the Boston pizza chain. Jim Trey Leving is one of the guys on the Dragon's Den / Shark Tank show. I believe he is the owner of the penthouse in that building. Don't quote me on it. Do a Google search to confirm, but I believe he is the guy. Unless I'm wrong, and maybe he's in the Shaw Tower, which is right there. That actually might be the case. I could be wrong. But anyhow, he lives around here somewhere. That tower poking up right there by the Canadian flag, that is a 35-story office tower. We actually poured that. That was our very first high-rise that we poured on our own. We used a Putzmeister BSA 2109 trailer pump for that. Got it done. Not the greatest output volumes at the top. Little bit light on horsepower, but good way to get our feet wet in the pumping or high-rise pumping game. And then we moved over and helped Dan out on the Trump Tower, and we bought the CP 2110 Putzmeister truck mounted pump, which was like light years ahead of that little 2109 trailer. Poured that one all the way to the top. The Shangri-La building we did not do. That was a different forming contractor. I know the guys that did that one. They used the BSA 2110 trailer pump to pump that. What else is there to show you here? Let's head over to the west side here and see what we can see. Probably not much because there's other buildings blocking the way here. Fun fact, I live about 10 minutes from here. Not downtown, but just outside the downtown core. Super quick, easy, and convenient for me to get over to most of these downtown job sites. Which can be a good thing, and can also be a bad thing. Because if you're the closest guy to the site and something screws up, guess who gets the call? See another placing boom in the distance there. I'll try and zoom in. Right there, a new tower going up there. Come around this way. I'm trying to point out any other buildings that we've done. We did do a little bit of work, not a lot, a little bit of work on that that office tower there. It's a little bit of overflow work for that one. Yeah, I can't really see. There's a bunch more that we've done over. Well, you know what? We'll come around this way. Come around this way. Yeah, too bad. Just behind these two are the two new Amazon towers, and we did all the work there, and that was like 150,000 cubic meters of concrete. That was a big, big job. That was an entire city block. They just wrapped up about a year ago. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. Drive around downtown and kind of reminisce and look back at all the buildings you pumped at or played a part in the construction of. It is kind of neat. Over the years, they do add up. But anyhow, that will conclude today's tour of downtown Vancouver. And we'll get back to some GoPro footage here, probably when it comes time to blow this boom out. So you look down below here, you will notice we only have one ready mix truck staged at the back of the pump right now. So the cardinal rule of placing boom, rule numero uno, never to be broken. Never run your trucks empty and be stuck with nothing in the pump to keep the concrete moving through the system. Ever, ever, ever. So they've held that guy probably, I'm gonna say probably about 3 meters. And while we sit here and wait, we'll pump off half a meter every 10 minutes or so until the next load arrives. That way, keep the concrete in the truck. We can slump it as it sits and waits, and put not fresh concrete, but freshly slumped concrete into the pump and push that through the system as we are waiting around here. So anyhow, just a fun little tidbit. Don't run your supply dry, gentlemen. Don't ever do it. Placing boom, long line jobs, anything where you can't recirculate because there's power lines, don't run it dry. Or have a backup plan. Blowout, washout. That's kind of the backup plan. Anyhow. What were you doing there? Were you cleaning?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So you're supposed to do when you're not pumping, you're supposed to be doing something work related.
I know this, but I just haven't seen it in so long. Wow. But then when do you have time to update your Facebook and your Instagram?
Oh, when I'm done work.
And message your friends about what you're going to do on Saturday night.
That's what I do when I get home. That's why it never happens.
Not that we have friends or do anything on Saturday night at our age anyhow, but...
It would require a life.
Yeah, no, this is it right here, right? This is it. I'm surprised you ran out of concrete. We're pouring really fast.
We've got 12 meters coming.
Is that it? 12 meters to finish?
We've got one 8-meter truck and then 4 meters.
That's interesting. So that whole system they hydraulically climb up the core, I'm assuming? For raising the panels in place? Assuming it hydraulically climbs up the previously poured core, ties in and brings everything up with the building.
Yeah, go ahead. We're ready whenever you are.
No, next one's here? Or he just wants to pump a bit?
Can't understand him.
Here comes the globbity gloop. So yeah, just fill in these center walls here and the big thick walls. Big thick walls are on Monday. We should try and get this guy back for Monday. What do you think?
Not a chance.
Are you telling me there's somebody else who wants you? Come on.
Gotta put the placing room together on Monday.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's okay. I'll talk to your boss and we'll...
Do it on Monday. It should only take half an hour. Pedestal on it.
Look at this stuff up here at the discharge end. This is probably like a 120 slump. What do you think this is in the pump? About a 200?
Oh, I don't think it's that dry enough that much coming up here.
No? I'm surprised how dry it is down here or up here.
I'd say that's
Because they usually spec it at like a 200 down there. What do you think that is right there?
170 down there.
Yeah, what do you think that is? That's a 120, 130, right? So yeah, 170 at the bottom?
What's this lump down there?
It does tighten up quite a bit coming up the building. Getting old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking about a 120 or so up here, 110 even.
They put the concrete under that much pressure to get it up this side, it definitely drops this lump down. We're happy to see that fresh load through the pipes. All right, so our last truck has arrived. So we got 2 trucks down there. One of them's got about 3 or 4 meters. The other one's got 10 meters. And apparently we need about 12 meters to finish up here. So we'll finish out these last couple columns and then we'll cut to the cut over to the blow down procedure. But we are almost there. So one other thing we're going to do here now, and we actually should have done this before we even started the pour. But while we're still pouring here, I'm just going to check and make sure that this compressor actually runs and starts, because it's a not so nice surprise to find out when the pipes are all full of concrete and come blow down time that the compressor is out of fuel, won't run, whatever. So all right, we got air, we're good. So that's excellent. But yeah, that was one thing totally overlooked. We should have fired that up before we ever even put concrete in the pump here. So especially on cold winter days, it's not a nice surprise to find out the battery doesn't have enough juice to turn the thing over. So without that compressed air, you are essentially dead in the water. So we're good though, we're good. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, I mentioned this in my previous videos. So this is like an open cell foam sponge. So when these are brand new, like this one is, they do have a tendency that air can actually pass through them. And what can happen then is the air passes through the sponge, and when it does seal up, it can actually push the sponge right back into the cap, which is why it is so critical to have that secondary vent port, as such that if it gets pushed back into the cap, you can bleed the air off from the secondary port. If this port is up too high, obviously the sponge will be obstructing it, no good. Obviously this port here is also obstructed when the sponge gets pushed back. So for your below cap, you always need a secondary port. The closer it is to the end of the cap, the better. This one is almost bang on. By the time the sponge gets squeezed back in there, the air can bleed out. That being said, when the sponge comes back, quite often concrete comes with it. And in theory you can bleed it out, but there is potential that this can get bunged up with concrete as well, and you end up with air pressure locked in the system. It's a very rare occurrence, but it can happen. So always be super careful when you're removing the 5-inch clamp. Take this cap off, because I've seen them rocket through the air like a bullet. So deadly stuff. So yeah, to alleviate the air passing through the open cell foam sponge, we put the first sponge in a plastic bag, and that helps it seal up and mitigates any chance of that air getting past it, pushing it back into the cap. The other way they can do this is just use a rubberized foam sponge. I myself, that's kind of the way that I do it, but this ain't my gig down here, so I just do what I'm instructed to do. So the first one goes in a bag, we blow that through all the way, get the system 80% clean. We throw in this orange ball, we'll push it into the pipes as far as we can. We'll load the elbow with water. We'll put the Go Devil in behind it, blow the Go Devil through, and this thing here scrapes the pipes nice and squeaky clean. So this will be these two pieces. That's the second round. The first round is just the sponge in the bag. And that's how we do it. There's lots of different ways of doing this. Some guys just use sponges and a lot more water. We have found that using that Go Devil there is highly, highly effective and doesn't require as much water to be used or as many sponges. So this is how we're going to do it, and yeah, we'll get on to that process and putting it in action relatively quickly here. So we're on the last two columns here. Each of those columns is about 3 cubic meters. Between what's in the hopper of the pump and what's in our full system here, we've got about 2.5 meters of material. So what we'll do just before we start on the last column, we will slump up the last truck, get them nice and wet, throw a little bit of delay set in the load, as such that as we pour this last bit out, we'll just get the slumped up concrete through the end of the hose as we're topping off that column. Then when we go to do our blowdown, if we have any issues with blowdown, any delays, anything like that, the concrete that's in the system is nice and sloppy and it's not going to set up fast on us, and it gives us time to adapt, pivot, adjust, whatever you want to call it, if we need to when we do the blowdown. But we always do that. Slump it up, put a little bit of delay set in it, and away we go. This is Saturday today. They're not stripping these columns until Monday. So if it's a little bit wet, it's got lots of time to set. If it were the middle of December and they're stripping this stuff tomorrow morning, we would probably go a little bit less aggressive on slumping up that last bit of concrete. So anyhow, that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to pour out that last column and then blow down time. So being that this is our last column to pour, Dan is going to put the boom in the A-frame position as such that when we are finished pouring, 2 sections empty, 2 sections full, throw our sponge in and push it all the way back, rather than trying to push it back in a Z with up, down, up, which always introduces a chance, a slim chance albeit, but a chance of segregation as it comes up and over the hump and into the elbows between B and C sections. So yeah, we always when possible blow it out in an A-frame here. So that's what we's gonna do. So the last column here, Dan just climbed up to have a look so we know exactly how far we are from the top. And we can let our operator down below know when to start keeping the hopper not quite super full, as such that he's got room to suck his sponge back from the diversion valve into the hopper and he's not overflowing. And also so that Dan knows when to tell him to stop the pump, so there's enough volume left in the column to drain those 2 sections. And then he might even get James to take a stroke back down below just to pull this back a little bit, so that when we bring that boom down, we don't end up with concrete dripping out of that second stage. So I think James will have enough room in his hopper to do so here. There's not a lot of horizontal pipe from the diversion valve to the back of the pump. We do have another site where we've got almost 100 feet of pipe, and there's not even enough room to take a stroke or 2 back, otherwise the hopper is spilling over. So, but not the case on this site. So that's how we's gonna do it. There we go, there's Dan and his sponge in a bag. He loves it. This is the way he likes to do it every time. Every time he swears by the sponge in the bag.
Where are you running?
In my hand. I'm a bad assistant. Sponge in the bag. We'll throw the cap on now. I'll put the camera in my teeth here so I can actually do something useful.
Got it. Go filming.
All right. I'm not used to having such competent help. You want your safety sling? Sure you do. What's your maximum air pressure? 40?
Probably.
Okay, I left it closed on the compressor, obviously. So we'll push this through at about 40 to 50 pounds. The idea is as the sponge nears the point of exit or point of discharge, try and bleed that air down about 20-ish pounds so you don't have a more massive explosion than necessary. So here we go.
Waiting for him.
James is down below, switching the diversion valve over. Once it's switched over, we'll get on that air right away. This whole process to get the first sponge through is probably about 5 minutes. So I'm not going to record the whole thing. I'll record the beginning and then I'll ideally time it just right and cut to the end when we feather down the air pressure and finesse the first sponge on through. The preceding sponges aren't as critical. It's just the first one because you're pushing all that concrete, you got all that weight and all that pressure. Second and third round sponges you can just give her on the air and it doesn't, the air will never spike past about 20 pounds. So.
Gauge work. Ah, there it goes. Is it moving? We're at about just under 10 psi.
For all the naysayers. There you go. Happy now? Come on. To silence the critics, right? Right now, Dan's actually feeling where the sponge is in the boom. That's what he's doing. Not really.
Okay, we're at 25.
I lied. Maybe I will record the whole thing. What do you say the max is? 30 they keep to?
Okay, I'm at 30 now. Yeah, he said
No more than 30 on this one? We do have jobs where the pipeline goes down into the parkade. It has to come back up to the diversion valve, the point of exit. So it requires a little bit more air pressure. But it's very specific to each job. So apparently this one they've been adhering to 30 pound maximum, 30 psi maximum air pressure. So and we'll see this as this sponge gets closer, the air will start to fall. It'll pick up speed towards the end here.
Yeah, we're down to 20.
I've literally got a camera in his face.
Still holding at 20.
What James will be doing down below there is tapping on the pipe, and as soon as he hears that pipe start to make the ting 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 and run hollow, he'll let us know, and then we'll start finessing the air pressure here.
Down to 15.
There we go. So as it gets close to the end there and the needle starts to drop, Dan cracks the air, try and bleed off as much as we can, and ideally the sponge comes through there as gently as possible. So now we'll fire up our little contraption here. We're actually gonna do this differently. We're gonna load this with water, put the sponge in behind it, blow it through, and then repeat, but using the Go Devil. Round sponge. I'll give him some air pressure so we've got water. Oh, you are going to push it part way and then load it with water. Okay. That's what we decided. We're going to push the sponge part way up there so we can get more water in between it and the bullet. So we just gave it a little crack there, because you can only push it in so far with your arm. It's only going to make it to about there. Now we got the sponge up and around here. We'll load with water. Lots and lots of water. See our little contraption in action here. And we'll grab the Go Devil here. I was trying to think of a funny name for it that would be age appropriate. I couldn't come up with anything. Not quickly anyhow. Oh, you're gonna put it in the cap? Oh, look at that. No, that's smart. That's smart. Hammer? There's another name for these things which I won't mention.
Bullets.
Bullets, yeah, bullets. Bullets. Also starts with a B, ends with the word plug. B, plug, yeah, anyhow. For the naysayers. It's all about the positive comments here. And this will just rock through.
Air on.
Shouldn't jump over about 10 pounds of air. See, it builds up a little pressure, and the Go Devil jumps ahead, builds up pressure, jumps ahead. Similar to trying to suck these back through a boom. They build up vacuum, jump ahead, build up vacuum, jump ahead. Which is why there's no point trying to suck them back slowly. You're not going to get a nice controlled suck back with these things. I think I might be through. Think we're through?
Could you spoon through a lot of straight pipe?
Yeah.
No, we're not through.
No?
You can tell if you open up this, if there's air pressure to release.
You've successfully outsmarted the gauge. Insert non-copyright protected music here. This is where the video gets boring. They talk about something.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of Dan's team. Everything is awesome.
Wow.
Because you're living the dream.
You've sang that before. You didn't just make that up on the fly, did you? Did you?
No, the guys used to sing that to me at Trump Tower all the time.
Wow. Look at the ego on this guy.
Yeah, right.
He's got his own personalized Dan is awesome song.
It's a Lego song.
Well, if I can find that one, I'm going to use it as the intro to this video. Now that you sang that, we're gonna royally F something up here. Everything is awesome. The blow cap shoots 30 feet in the air, lands down at street level. No, it's impossible. We safety pinned it. See how our concrete's doing that we slumped up and delayed? Oh yeah, it's not going anywhere for a while. Anyhow, once this is through, we'll fold up and do a little bit of an outro. I will hang out in here and I'll wait so Dan can show us how the valve doesn't purge any air when the Go Devil's actually through. I know it's very important to him.
Why on a placing boom can the relief not be too close to?
Well, that's I already touched on that.
Oh, you did already?
For in case the sponge pushes back.
Sponge
This
pushes back
this
here.
one could actually be a little bit closer. It's through.
Copy that, it's true.
I already beat you to it, so that means that I actually, as awesome as you are, I might be more awesome. I just don't have a song about it, so. Okay, pipes are clean. Let's have a look inside. Not that the tip elbow is really
Here it'll look clean.
any indication of how
What
clean it
looks
is,
like
yeah.
down at the bottom.
Looks good here, but yeah, Dan's right. And he's got the cleanest pipes in the lower mainland. If you ask him, he'll gladly tell you all about it. It's because he puts his sponge in a bag, right?
Nope.
No, he doesn't put his sponge in a bag. He uses a hard rubberized foam ball, which I could see being a good way to do it, so. But today we just do what we're told. We just follow the operator's manual. So rinse this hose out, rinse this gear off, and we'll send things off here pretty quick. Okay, we're all done, but before we go, I gotta ask you a question. So you've climbed a lot of different placing boom setups.
I have climbed a lot of different placing booms.
So what are the good things about this Putzmeister RS850? Full disclosure. Say whatever you want.
Say whatever
No
I
need to
want.
kiss ass. We don't kiss ass on this channel. If it sucks, you can say it sucks.
There's always one issue with every placing, one major issue with every placing boom system. But this one's the easiest to jack by far. You do it all from the remote. There's no moving parts once you've got the jacking system in place. You're ready to start jacking. There's nothing to move around until you're done, and you put the pads in that you rested on.
And what's up with the winch? The winch is for lifting the cylinders?
The winch is for lifting the climbing jack. My only issue with this system is the jack sticks out sometimes and will hit the concrete right here coming up. So on our placing booms, they put a keyway in from there to there, so the jack can't catch on anything when you're lifting it up.
I see.
But other than that, this is great.
It makes it way easier not having the bolts, right? For the column sections when you're setting it up?
Yeah, yesterday I moved the placing boom over at another job, and literally within half an hour we had the boom off, the pedestal off, and we're ready to hook up to the tower sections.
And how much
lift them into a new
quicker
hole.
actually having the pipe, I can see on the other side here, having the turret pipe connect outside of the structure. Am I on the wrong side here? No, there it is. You can see it right there. Instead of it connecting inside the turret, how much trouble does that save? Does it actually make much difference?
That's a lot quicker.
It is way
You're
easier.
standing on, that's the same spot you stand to hook up all the hydraulic lines when you connect it to.
Oh, okay.
Everything you're doing it from one spot. It takes 10-15 minutes and you've got everything connected.
And then bonus that the pipe is all within the same hole. There's
So you don't have
no
any
cutout for the pipe.
extra holes that the layout has to get right. One less thing to go wrong.
What do you think of the remote? I don't like the remote, but I'm not used to it. What do you think of it once you get used to it? It's all right?
Once you're used to it, everything's fine.
Yeah, okay. I think it's just because it's new to me, it scares me. I don't like change, so. Anyhow, we are going to, we're going to ride the elevator down or we're going to walk? We're going to bust up our knees.
I'm taking the elevator. It's still working.
You gonna take it? I should race you. No, I won't. I'll just talk about it.
Sounds like a great idea.
Great idea. So there it is. Anyhow, next time we'll focus on what goes on down at the bottom, where the real action is. It's just the hired monkeys up top here. So you want to say the over and out?
Is that?
You got to say the over and out. I say like, share, subscribe twice, and then you say it the last time in an animated way. Thank you for watching. That'll be it for today. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Okay, you're up. Do it. Do it.
Like, share, subscribe. We're over and out.
Over and out. You got it. Till next time.